Congratulations, you've been accepted into medical school. Get ready, it's gonna be the best time of your life. Nope, it isn't all that. That's just 2% of it. 98% of it is this. Let me be real, this was one of the hardest years of education that I've had in my life, and it was only the second year of med school. I feel like you get these super achievers everywhere who say med school's not that bad, it's pretty chill, but that's not been my experience at all in the last 2 years especially. Let me give you the reality, my honest take on what it's really like with these 5 things that I wish I knew before starting med school. It's actually hard. I swear most of the videos I watched before starting medical school were sugarcoated. The classic med school isn't that bad statement is only true if med school is the only thing that you do. But if you have part-time jobs, hobbies, if you want to go social life and want to do more than just med school, then it is tough. It's pretty hard to keep on top of everything. And the content is difficult too. The volume of information is horrendous in preclinical years. They want you to know everything about everything and only teach you about this much in the so-called lectures. The majority of it is honestly self-study. The sheer amount of new topics that you have to teach yourself that are given to you every week make it really hard to revise older weeks as well. You only end up doing revision for exams in the last few weeks before exams. And those 3 to 4 weeks before the exams, where you basically have to go through everything again anyways, are exhausting on a new level. And this is where the majority of med students, not the top 20%, the majority of med students are studying 10 to 14 hours a day, every single day, pushing ourselves to the limit. And at the end of the day, most of what we study doesn't even come up in the exams. It is doable. So many of us do it. The point is that you always hear different things about med school, but I wish someone gave me a reality check and actually told me how difficult it was in specific ways so that I would have been better equipped and more prepared from the start. That being said, I 100% understand why it is the way it is. We're training to be experts of the human body. This field requires high levels of responsibility, accountability. You're training to save lives at the end of the day. So yes, you do need that breadth and depth of knowledge. The job requires you to be resilient and dedicated. That's the profession that you're signing up for. It will be demanding. But it is really important to realize how fulfilling and rewarding the career is and will be in the future. Someone recently reminded me of how much of a privilege it is that we study the human body, that we get to treat people in the future in whatever capacity, whether it's as consultants, surgeons, any type of doctor that you are, that you get to have a profound impact on someone's life in this unique way. Get a part-time job in healthcare. Yes, the one-day GP visits and the hospital visits are good, but getting a job within anything within healthcare will allow you to immerse yourself and it will give you responsibilities within the clinical environment. I've been working in a minor surgery and ENT clinic as a healthcare assistant for the last 9 months. I get to properly assist surgeons in 15 to 20 minor procedures per clinic, operating on people's scalps, their arms, their back, mainly with things like cyst removals and ganglion removals and minor procedures such as those. But it still completely changed my experience in medical school. It doesn't really matter what you find work as or where you find it, whether it's in a GP or radiology department, whatever it is, you are exposing yourself to the field. You're seeing your knowledge being practically applied in some way or the other. It's such a valuable experience, especially for preclinical medical students who don't get those 4 to 5 week long hospital placements. You make connections with doctors, you speak to nurses, the staff. In my case, I was interacting with 20 to 30 patients and their families per day. And over time, I got really good at the communication people skills because it just started to feel natural, which immediately helped me with my OSCEs and CCAs and the practical stations that we have in our exams. People skills have to be top tier. A big part of being a good doctor is having really good people skills, and that's what I've noticed over the last few years. The people that are very good with patients, the people that are really good at working together as a team and solving cases, just have those natural people skills that they've probably developed through their experiences. And even though I thought I had really good experiences that taught me communication and teamwork and things like that, but all they did was teach me to be a confident, fluent speaker. They didn't teach me to empathize, to deal with difficult patients, to work as that team of medical colleagues to solve a case. And this was the case for most medical students, some worse than others. By gaining experiences that will allow you to improve those people skills, you'll be able to become better at patient consultations, you'll be able to work better with colleagues and integrate better as a team. So yeah, I do wish that someone had specifically told me to go and improve my people skills or gain communication skills with experiences either before med school or try and really work on them during med school, especially at the start. Because if you do want to advance in your placements, your clinical years, and network with doctors really well, and if you want to make the patient feel really comfortable, really listened to, and improve your consultation skills, those are the skills that you need to be working on. Embrace setbacks, embrace flopping. Everyone in med school will flop at one point or the other, whether it's not passing an exam, an OSCE station, falling tremendously behind with your work, not getting an assignment done on time, screwing up that placement. There's just so much opportunity for you to screw up, for setbacks to happen, and it's such a steep learning curve. But these setbacks aren't anything other than stepping stones to bigger things. Analyze what went wrong, be practical, adapt your time management and learning strategies, and move forward. Too often when people get hit with these setbacks, they deep it too much, they get disappointed, they feel bad, and then they get hit with this imposter syndrome, including me. But something I wish someone told me is to really not deep them, not think about them at all, adapt, be practical about it, and use them to fuel your determination. You really get thrown in the deep end with learning and studying. Day one of med school, you're thrown into the deep end and are kind of just left there to figure out what to do, how to study, how to learn, and where to even find any of these things. Especially here in UK med schools, where the most common style of teaching is case-based or problem-based learning. And this involves you basically getting a case at the beginning of the week, breaking it down with a team of medical students, extracting topics from that case, and in Manchester at least, you then make a learning agenda with that team of medical students, and you all have to just go off on your own and learn all the topics by yourselves. They do give us lectures on those topics, but those only really teach the basics. If you've watched any of my other study videos, you know that I use older student notes, I use YouTube videos, and I do my own independent research in order to learn all the new information. And that's not just like one week, it's every single week with every single case. You have to grapple with all the new topics every single week by yourself. It is very independent. And even though I came into med school already knowing a lot about study tactics and techniques, I still had to really take a few weeks to understand how to learn and change the way I do things and adapt compared to the way I was doing things in biomedical sciences and even in high school. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this has helped, and I'll see you in the next one.